Last one, last value. To seek to become the kind of leader I can look up to and would love to work with. God has made me a leader of people. He's made me a leader of my home as a father. He's made me a pastor, a leader of my congregation, you. He's made me a leader, a general overseer of ICGC with so many pastors and churches in this church denomination. That's a very powerful place to be leadership. But every time I ask myself and I reflect as a father and a leader of my home, if I was a child, would I be happy to have me as a father? Am I the kind of father I would want to have? A father I can look up to? If I was not me and I was my child, would I be the kind of father that I would want my child or I would look up to? Because, growing up as a child, I didn't have the best father. My father, like all human beings, had his strengths, but his weaknesses were more than his strengths. And he didn't set the best example in his marriage. He didn't set the best example as a father. He didn't set the best example in literally about everything. So the natural thing is that like father, like son, I should be like him. But I've said it many times, when I was growing up, one of my greatest desires was not to be like my father. Unfortunately, I look like him, and my voice is his voice. He has a voice tone like mine, which I like. It helps me. But I try to move away from him as much as possible. The way he conducted his marriage, the way he raised his children, I've tried so hard to be very different. Because if I repeat that, then my children will be like me and I'll be like my father. Maybe he was like his father. And then that's what people call generational curse. Generational curse is broken by choice and will. And I choose to will to break it. And so I want to be a different kind of leader at home. But I also want to be a different kind of pastor, leader as a pastor. Now I'm the pastor here, and there are other pastors who serve under me and all of that. I always ask myself, if I wasn't the general overseer of ICGC, if I wasn't the senior pastor, would I want to be under a leader like Mensa Otabil? Would I be a pastor in ICGC? My desire is to build a church that people who are not the ultimate leaders still feel confident to operate in, because in that place they find opportunity to be their best selves for God. And it's my desire that people who serve under me don't feel disadvantaged. They don't feel that their life has been shortchanged, that they have been denied opportunity, that their potential has been sat on. It's my desire that when people work under me, they will feel that they have opportunity to be all that God wants them to be, if that is really what God wants them to be. So I want to be the kind of leader that I can work under. So you normally ask yourself, if I wasn't the boss, would I work in this company? If I was just a staff, would I work in this company? If I was a pastor in ICGC, would I be happy? If I was a staff in the office, would I be happy? Because the truth is, not everybody can get to the ultimate top. Not everybody. Most people are going to spend their lives working under somebody. Most people are going to spend their lives looking up to somebody. So those of us who have the privilege of being the ones people work under and people look up to, we have the great opportunity to ensure that although they work under us, their lives are not under us, and their lives are not under, that they can truly become what God wants them to be. And ultimately, that's the kind of leader I want to be, the kind of leader I can work under, the kind of leader I can serve, the kind of leader I can respect, the kind of leader that I can look up to. And this, in summary, are the 10 values that have guided me and my ministry. I have not arrived. I am not perfect. by any chance, but I endeavor and I strive and I think and I pray and I work so hard to be the kind of person that I truly believe God has called me to become. In my morals, in my thoughts, in my actions, in my beliefs, in my relationship with people, in the way I love people, the way I care for people. I want to be the kind of person that people can truly look at and say, he's a Christian. That's all. He's a Christian. I mean, the greatest honor I can receive in life is for somebody to say, that's a Christian. That's it. If I end up being called a Christian, I think I would have succeeded in life.